a couple of apple boxes here. It'll be perfect.
Bo, what are you doing?
Hey man, I'm just getting ready for the show. Steven Idlet's gonna be here. Have you seen that guy? He's huge.
You're right, but you can do that later.
Oh, I'm just trying to be prepared.
Later.
Shorty.
Like the moves that you're doing on purpose. Sing like a singing on key. Talk to the girl that intimidates you. Pretend that you're brilliant and charming. I said pretend that you're brilliant and charming. Hey! Oh man, if Idol came and told me,
And now a man who's never short on talent, Jason Suel.
Yeah, welcome to Later with Jason Suel, everybody. So glad you're tuning in. Entertainment television with heart right here in Northwest Arkansas. Hey, it's good to be here, guys.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, it's June.
It's finally June.
I know, I felt like spring was hanging on there for a long time, you know, just wouldn't, a clinger, stage 5 clinger wouldn't let us go. But here we are in June, and one of the most exciting things we do on this show probably every week is our segment that we call Mailbag.
He's a post, and when you ride a post, it's gonna wind up in the mailbag. The mailbag.
Yeah, the band is sounding great today, yeah.
For the first time this summer. Yeah.
That's right. Spring was, whew, they were stage 5 clingers. So the question this week is really timely because it's asking us, you know, that it's that time of year again when Artisphere, the Artisphere Festival, is upon us. And the question is, what's your favorite event in Artisphere?
Oh man, I love Artisphere.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, I can't wait this year. It's like when they get these two artists and they pit them against each other and it's like a brush battle and then they have those giant pottery wheels and they just try and kill each other.
Bo, I think you're confused. Artisphere is the art and nature festival that happens in Northwest Arkansas every year, but I wish that was part of it.
Are you sure?
I'm kind of sure, but I hope that the thing that you're describing
I think they need to change it.
exists. I totally agree. And if you also think we should change things on this show or just want to send us an email, you can do that at laterwithjasonsuel.com. Hey, yeah! Yeah, we got a thrilling episode coming up for you folks today. Speaking of Artisphere, we have Jennifer Wilson from Walton Art Center here to talk to us about Artisphere. And over here making cocktails for us today, we've got Steven Idlet from Maxine's Tap Room. Steven, what are we going to be creating over there today?
Jason, we're going to be making a bramble today.
A bramble.
Sounds
Bramble.
scary.
Bramble.
Sounds like a
Bramble.
Dungeons and Dragons
Is that
character.
a brand in it?
Maybe. And we've got music, we've got comedy, all of those things happening a bit later. But right now we're going to go to one of our other favorite segments. This is our Sam's Furniture Spotlight.
Sam's Furniture doing good. Shine a spotlight on your neighborhood. Sam's Furniture.
Hi, I'm Deborah Capps. We're here at Sam's Furniture with Dana Schweethall with Loving Choices. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about Loving Choices. What is it?
Loving Choices is a pregnancy resource center. We help girls that are in crisis pregnancies. We offer them free ultrasounds, free pregnancy tests, and then free mentorship, and then we have a care program to help them learn how to parent.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know.
Tell me, how does someone get involved?
There are several ways. You can go to supportlc.org and you can get a volunteer application. We're always looking for volunteers to be mentors. You can come, you can donate. We take baby items, any type of baby items, or you can come and donate money.
Hey, we always take money, right?
Always need money to operate.
And
so-
you always need baby items.
Yes.
And who hasn't been pregnant and needed a mentor?
Exactly.
Seriously, everyone does.
Exactly.
So thank you for being here with us at Sam's Furniture.
Thank you.
And I feel pretty comfy in these chairs. How about
I
you?
know, I'm liking them.
Yeah, me too. I think I might be bringing them home with
Might
me.
be my new office chair.
There you go. Thanks for being here.
All right, thanks so much.
We're here with Sam Dean at the Scott Family Amazeum, and we're talking about putting the A in STEM. Thanks for being here, Sam.
Oh, my pleasure. I always love hanging out with you, Jason.
Yeah. So you're hanging out with me and a bunch of friends today, and we're talking about that A, that all-important A in STEM.
Well, one of the things that we love thinking about here at the Scott Family Amazeum is we talk a lot about STEM type of disciplines, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, as being sort of important ways of understanding the world. One of the early founders of my last museum, Frank Oppenheimer, talked about scientists and artists being the official observers of the world, which is why the museum he started, although it's considered the best science museum in the world, was a museum of science, arts, and human perception. We carry that perspective all the way through the work we do here at the museum.
How are we engaging in all of those different letters here at the Amazeum?
Often we talk about working with our hands, and that's one of our main entry points. So in fact, inside of our tinkering hub, where we are right now, we have the ability to work with our hands to bring together perhaps an aesthetic view, but also a mechanical view. In this case, playing with automata, these classic Victorian toys that are also part mechanics and part aesthetics. In fact, we'll be getting a show here this summer called Curious Contraptions that features automata artists from around the world who mix together the mechanics and the aesthetics into a beautiful show that'll let people play with their art pieces, but then also build their own, perhaps here in the hub or out in the gallery itself.
How easy is this? These to me look hard. I don't know if I could go home and do this. How do I get started if I want to go create something like these or anything you have at the Amazeum at home?
Well, I think the first thing you do is exactly what you, and I think it's something that you do around this community well, that you have a moment of inspiration, right? You go someplace that gives you an idea of something you want to try. You meet other folks who are interested in those kinds of ideas. You hopefully get access to materials. So we often use materials here that are relatively easy and accessible in just neighborhood stores. And then you got to put time aside in the right environment and tools. So we like to book those things together here at the museum, but we also like to work with schools and other places to book time and equipment and the right kind of mentorship and facilitation to let you dive in. So if you do it here, we like to also give you ideas on how to take it back home and create your own tinkering hub in your garage or your basement or in your tree fort.
Yeah.
Maybe you build your own tree fort. What would our tree fort look like?
Right? Novel idea. The sights and sounds from my neck of the woods to yours. This is Site Specific. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Later with Jason Suel. We're joined at our desk by Walton Art Center's Director of Public Relations, Jennifer Wilson. Thanks for joining us on the program.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, it's Artisphere time, and for those of our viewers who are not familiar with the festival Artisphere, what is it?
It is apparently not a battle festival.
It's not.
It is not a battle festival. No, so it is Arkansas's Art and Nature Festival. It's June 10th through the 23rd. It's produced by Walton Art Center, and it really is a festival that we created about 9 years ago to celebrate the connection of art and nature.
Yeah.
There is a lot of art out there that's influenced by nature, but then in this festival we also take art out into nature and let people experience it there.
That's awesome, and what a beautiful place to do it, you know?
Exactly.
There's obviously a lot of artistic organizations and art happening in Northwest Arkansas, plus the beauty of the backdrop of the Ozarks, so.
Exactly,
awesome.
it's a great place for us to do this.
And what kind of performances can people expect to see during Artisphere?
A variety of performances, which is really awesome. You can pick and choose what you want to see. So anything from classical music, full orchestras, to ensembles, to we even have a jazz show this year.
All right.
We've got some roots music that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have some film festivals, so a wide variety of stuff. And it's spread across the Northwest Arkansas region, so you can just pick and choose what looks good for you.
One of my favorite things that I always like seeing is the pop-up orchestra. You know, you'll walk into a place where you never expect to see an orchestra, and all of a sudden there's just a whole bunch of people crowded with instruments, and everybody's like right there next to them. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, and a cool secret about that is the AFO Orchestra's favorite thing to do. Like, they love to do that. And a lot of times it's a French horn player who's playing violin, and you know they're playing Beyonce and then doing a mix-up with Beethoven. So they love that.
Yeah, so let's jump in right there. You called it the AFO. We referred to it as the orchestra earlier. It's the Artisphere Festival Orchestra.
Right.
Tell us about that.
So 90 musicians from literally around the world. Some of the best symphonies, rehearsal groups, ensembles. They come to Northwest Arkansas. They are our symphony in residence during Artisphere. They are conducted by Maestro Corrado Rivas.
Yes.
And it's just a great event to bring in world-class musicians here for us to hear music on that level.
That is awesome. And they pop up at places where you wouldn't expect them. You're going to see them all over Northwest Arkansas. And then you have specific orchestral events at Walton Arts Center as well.
Right. There's 3 different opportunities to see the full AFO, and then they break into smaller groups and you have other opportunities as well.
So if you were going to recommend someone to do a few things at Artisphere this year, what are your top recommendations?
So I can't really pick like the performances, but what I would say is pick one of each kind of performance that we have.
That's good advice.
So go see AFO. They're performing at Crystal Bridges. They're doing 2 shows at Walton Arts Center. So pick one of those. Go see one of the Chapel Music series, which is smaller ensemble music. This is our roots music and some of the orchestral and chamber music.
Right.
In sacred spaces, but that sacred spaces can be anything from Hunt Chapel to the chapel ruins at Sassafras Vineyards.
Yeah.
So really get to experience music in a different setting, and that lets you have a different experience with that music.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Sassy's Red House, because that is a sacred space for me.
I know.
It's like get some wings and hear an orchestra.
Absolutely right.
Maybe we'll do that next year.
Yeah, that's a good thought. If people want to find out information about Artisphere, where can they find you on the internet?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. You can go to artisphere.org, artispherefestival.org.
Artispherefestival.org?
Which is on our website that you can get to. But then we also have an app, and we started the app last year. It's back this year. It speaks to our sustainability message. So we're trying to print less programs and have less paper out there. Yeah. That app will tell you everything that's going on. It'll tell you where they're playing for Off the Grid, which is stuff that pops up and happens pretty quickly.
Right.
You can have that stuff right in front of you. It'll tell you all the artists on Trail Mix, and you can buy tickets on the app too.
Great. Folks, you got to check it out. Go to the website. Download the app, click on that app, and find out what's happening at Artisphere
right now
in Northwest Arkansas, in our neck of the woods. Jennifer, thanks so much for filling us in on all these things happening at Artisphere. Folks, stick around. We got more happening later. We're here at Dog Party USA, where dogs just want to have fun. Let's go talk to my friend Chatty Platt. Come on.
Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Let me be your salty dog.
Dog Party USA is a daycare, boarding, grooming, and training facility where the dogs play in supervised play groups all day long. And they have fun, and they get treats, and they get lots of affection from the staff. This is Foxy, and you'll find Foxy generally on the front desk when you come in. And she likes to sit on the sign-in sheet because she automatically gets lots of affection when people come in to talk to her. A typical day starts at 7 a.m. and all the dogs that are here that are boarding go out to go potty first thing in the morning. Then they come back in and they have breakfast. And while that's going on, the daycare dogs are pouring in the door. Then they play till 11:30 and have nap time from 11:30 to 1:30. Then they go back out from 1:30 to 4 and play some more in different play groups. Now, if it's too hot or too cold or raining, we do have indoor climate-controlled areas for them to play in. Then at 4 o'clock, Mom and Dad start coming back to pick them up at the end of the day. The boarding dogs have dinner. They have yappy hour where they get a little treat at the end of the day. And then as the daycare dogs go home, the boarding dogs will go out for another long potty break before the end of the day. And then they go out late at night for what we call the late night turn down service, where they get another treat and some more water and go out about 10 o'clock at night to go potty and start the whole day over the next day. So they're so busy when they're here, they don't have as much of a chance to miss Mommy and Daddy so much. If a dog is very nervous, we always have a free trial day, and that's very important whether they're coming for daycare or boarding, because you want them to know that Mommy and Daddy are coming back, what's going to happen to them while they're here, who we are as people, what the routine is. Dogs love a routine. So the more questions we can answer in that dog's mind about what's going to happen while they're here, the more comfortable they'll be. And if they're not getting along well with the bigger dogs, then we move them to the smaller dog group, and vice versa if they're too rambunctious for the small dogs. So we try to find the group that fits best for them, where they're happy and comfortable. So if you wanted to come for daycare during the summer or other peak times, it's best to call ahead and make a reservation, or go online to our website and request a daycare reservation or a boarding reservation. You can do it all online.
Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Let me be your salty dog.
Our musical guests brought to you by Walton Arts Center, presenting the new West Street Live series.
And this is Just for a Moment by Making Loaf. Let's make some loaf. Here you go. Yeah. Grab one. Everybody get it. We can all do this. It's a fun thing.
Luckily for you, I was already lonely. All I wanted, all I needed was a hand to hold. I saw you suddenly, grabbed at the chance you would kiss me. Oh, you kissed me. Now you caught me on a good day. Now you got me under your arm. And for a moment, just for a moment, I feel warm. I don't know why, I don't know why I chose you. I don't do what I'm supposed to. Our eyes are dry as we say goodbye, and I leave you. I know that's what I should do. Oh, you got me tangled up in your blue. I know I should leave it be. Sometimes you think about me. And for a moment, just for a moment, and in this moment, for a moment, I feel warm.
Steven from Maxine didn't play in basketball. Steady serving alcohol. Do you want a short or tall? Steven from Maxine.
Yeah, it's Stephen Idlet from Maxine's Tap Room.
You may have seen him in Maxine's. He's hard to miss.
He's a little bit taller than we thought he was going to be.
Just a skosh.
Just a skosh. But what are we going to be making over here today, Stephen?
Jason, we're going to be making a bramble today. It's gin, lemon juice, a little bit of sugar.
Did you say gin?
Yes.
Jason, I
Yes?
think the joke's over. Can we?
All right,
Yeah.
power up.
Talking me into these things. All right, so tell me more about gin, Stephen.
Well, today it's basically a gin sour over crushed ice with a blackberry liqueur float.
What are we beating up today, Stephen?
So we're gonna beat up some ice. Have some this is a Lewis bag right here.
You brought a hammer, and Bo is
To the boat
is
show.
here. So
Yeah. Bo, you want to hammer this ice down, man?
Can I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Get some ice in here.
Ice. I told you.
ice,
Come
ice,
around
baby.
here. Gonna show you what you get.
All right.
All right.
This
So, is this a special bag?
I know is this.
is a
It's like a
special
mafia
bag.
beating bag.
Yes.
You just get it like this.
Yes. Just
Am I
like
doing
that.
it right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jason. I mean,
Is that what?
nothing.
A
Yeah.
little bit more.
Dan, Jason, Charlie.
Perfect. All right.
Got it.
Good job, Bo.
Did you want
on.
Charlie's name in there too?
No.
I think you did. I think you did.
All right.
No.
He doesn't
Fill
want any
this.
of us
Actually,
here.
you could use a little bit more.
Ooh, yeah. You
Get
get it.
this,
You're the
yeah,
pro.
I'm gonna
The
get this
pro.
guy.
Oh, you use the flat
Use a little bit
side.
of both,
Okay.
and try not the glass off the table.
Yeah,
Right.
that was talent right there. It's the most talented thing that has
I'm
happened on the
guessing
program yet.
A bramble it's
A bramble?
probably
A bramble.
named after the plant, right? It's just a
Yes.
bunch of thorny things, and that's where the ice comes into play, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Hey, man.
Sure.
Because the ice looks like it's gonna come out in a big bushy sort of.
Big bushy bramble.
Yeah, bramble.
Yeah. Big bushy bramble. All right. So we're gonna add a little bit of gin.
Now you must be a pro because you're not measuring that out. You're just.
much
I
is it?
just forgot the jigger.
that a
That's
metric
all
right.
that is.
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot
all
my
it is.
jigger.
That's
Normally
all it
we
is.
measure these out. Yeah.
Metric little bit.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
An imperial skosh. All right.
How do you know the terminology so well?
Man,
Simple.
wouldn't be my first gin. So what did you just do with
So-
those magic bottles?
Gin right here.
Of course.
A little bit of that. Some citrus, a little bit of lemon juice.
Is that fresh
and
squeezed?
That is fresh squeezed, yes. simple syrup, which is just, equal parts sugar and hot water.
Okay, so more ice.
More ice. We're gonna shake this concoction up right here and add some dilution and chill it.
Okay, dilution and chill it.
Yeah.
Is that like a new thing
It is.
kids are doing?
Netflix and
Dilution
chill,
and chill it.
dilution and
Yeah.
chill it. You know.
Yeah. And
That's a
when you
good
shake
shake.
the
That's
cocktail,
music to my ears right
yeah,
there.
you want to shake it kind of in a little circle and
Yeah.
around the ice cubes so they don't break up in there.
Educational. I like
Yeah.
it. I like what we're going with. And
We don't want to break up those ice cubes, but these ice cubes.
These ice cubes you want
They're
to break
broken.
up. Yeah.
And this is a nice summer drink, right? We're getting into
Absolutely.
some. We're in June
this
now.
is over crushed ice. This is an adult snow cone.
It's
This is
not
fantastic.
adult snow cone.
Yeah.
Look out. And just a little bit about Maxine's. You work down at Maxine's on Block in Fayetteville.
Yeah, for 2 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look.
Mm.
It is an adult snow cone.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me this adult snow cone.
Okay, yeah. We'll make more.
And you've got a little garnish in there too. Look
Oh,
at
yeah,
that.
got a little garnish. We're gonna top this with some.
With some.
This is
it
Marion berry.
indeed an adult snow cone. You just slush puppied it.
I'm gonna top it off
And
with a
look at
nice little pretty garnish. Get the ice everywhere.
Yeah. And that's it.
And that's it.
That is beautiful.
Taste that?
Amazing.
Folks, you can try this at Maxine's Tap Room in Fayetteville. Stephen, thanks so much for dropping by and making us
Jason.
this absolutely gorgeous and I'm sure delicious drink. Yeah, and folks, stick around. We got more coming up later. Thanks for joining us on Later with Jason Suel. Before we leave this episode, we have to thank our guests, Jennifer Wilson from Walton Arts Center,
And Stephen Idlett from Maxine's Tap Room.
and everybody else who contributed to help to make this episode fantastic. Remember, folks, you can find us out there on your social media platforms. Send us an email at laterwithjasonsewell.com. And while you're there, check out our new revamped website. Great job, motion design. Michael Dennison, thanks for doing that. That's our show. See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.